Hello everybody, this is a quick review of the new audio recorder from Tascam. This is the DR-05X. And note the X in the name of the product because this is not the second version of the old DR-05. This is actually a brand new model that Tascam came out with just a few weeks ago, back in January of 2019. So I've been really happy with this new recorder, so I wanted to make sure I did a review for you. I've been using it quite a bit, and I bought it brand new. This is the box that it came in. It came in with some information or some specs here in the back, with a key feature that one of the reasons why I bought this, that you can actually connect it to your computer and use it as a microphone for voiceover work. Great new feature that they added on this one. Besides the recorder, you get the instructions manual. You get the recorder and the instructions manual and nothing else aside from a pair of batteries that you have to use on this recorder. This is two AA batteries that you get with, and besides that, doesn't come in with any other accessories, just so you know. Alright, so just a quick summary of the main features of the Tascam DR-05X, and as you can see, it's slightly larger compared to other audio recorders out there, but I think it's better because you can actually get a better grip on it. In the top you get a couple of stereo microphones, internal ones, and you also can connect it to an external microphone using the microphone out jack in the top. In the back you get a connector or a screw, so you can connect it to a tripod. Really handy feature up there. And you also get the port for the micro SD card that you can actually use it for SDXC cards that are up to 128 gigabytes. You also get the USB or micro USB connector, so you can connect it to your computer to actually use it as a microphone. And on the left side you get the headphone jack in case you want to monitor the audio. And just a quick description of the functionality. I actually hooked it up to a little tripod that I had. The tripod doesn't come included with the package of the recorder. You actually have to buy that separately, but I really like that feature, so you can actually use it to substitute your old desktop microphone on your computer. And here it is, the DR-05X, the similar setup compared to the old one. Essentially you get your 4 different functions buttons that you can use to change the settings on the recorder. Let's go through some of the key ones, and for the format of the recorder you can actually use MP3 up to 320K. And you can also record WAV files up to 24-bit. You can also set up the sample rate from 44.1K to 48K. I've been using just the 44.1K for now. You can change the type of recording from stereo to mono. You can also change the size and the mic power, or the microphone power for the external microphone. You can change that from on to off. You can also cut out the lower frequencies in case you're using it to record a voice. You can change that to different settings from 40 to 80 or higher even than that. You can also change the pre-record mode in case you want to start recording before you actually press the button. Pretty interesting feature right there. You can also change the automatic settings like the auto tone and the tone volume. And you can also change the mode and the level for the automatic settings, but I haven't been using those ones very much. In the play settings, you can actually change the settings of the way that you want to play the files that you just recorded. It gives you a lot of flexibility on that. I/O settings comes in pretty handy to adjust the level or the input level of the audio. Like I said before, you can there's 4 main functions that you can use here that you actually have to pay a little bit of attention when recording manually. Then browse is the setting that you will go to select or to listen to the recordings that you just recorded. And next is the USB feature, a really key feature here in the Tascam DR-05X. You can use it to connect it to your computer to use it as a SD card reader, or you can connect it to your computer to use it as a microphone for your computer. You can select the PC, Mac, or iOS device, and you can also select the sample rate. Then you go here to connect, click on execute, press play, and you can start using it as a microphone on your laptop. And finally, on the other section of the settings, you can actually access some really handy settings like the information, where you can go into a summary of your recordings. You can also, it actually includes a really handy feature for musicians. You can actually use the tuner to see to check on the tuning of your instruments. And you can also access the date and time and other system settings here on the other section of the settings. All right, enough of the settings. Let's move on to the recording screen, and you'll click on record once, and that will take you to the recording mode. As you can see, the record light will start blinking, but it won't start recording until you click on it again. But here you can access the quick mode, where you can actually select the level mode. Like I said before, a really handy feature if you want to change the limits of the inputs of your recording. So you can actually go to manual, limiter, peak recording, or automatic. And you can actually also change the low cut filter. So I've been using the 40 Hertz for the recording voice. And once you click on record again, as you can see, the recording light will remain on, and you can actually see that it will start recording right there. And you can press record again to pause it and to save it into the same file. And if you want to stop the recording, you press on stop. And that's it. You can go back to the menu, go to browse, and you'll see that it will save there in a new file in your browse folder. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some examples of the sound difference between the Tascam recorder and the camera itself. Right now I'm using a Canon 6D camera with the internal or the inner microphone with it. As you can see, it's a pretty bad quality of audio on this one. And this is a test of the Tascam DR-05X audio quality. I have the recorder connected to my computer and using the voiceover feature. And I'm recording at 44.1 kilohertz, and everything else is set up to automatic. And this is another test of the Tascam DR-05X recorder, but this time recording to the micro SD card at the highest resolution of the WAV file at 24-bit. And in case you were wondering about the main differences between the Tascam DR-05X, the newest version, and the previous version of the DR-05, the first main difference is the availability of the micro USB port. That you can actually use it to connect to your computer and use it as a microphone for your laptop. And the previous version of the Tascam did have a USB port, but you could only use it for transferring files. So a huge improvement in the newer version of the Tascam. And the second improvement is also the availability of or being able to use micro SD XC cards, which lets you use or to save files up to 128 gigabytes in size. So another great improvement that they added here on the DR-05X. You should know that the Tascam DR-05X is considerably larger in size compared to other voice recorders out there. And this is the Sony IDCUX560 that I have here, the audio recorder from Sony. And as you can see, the Tascam is much larger compared to the Sony recorder. Alright, and my final review of the Tascam DR-05X is a very positive one. I'm really happy with this product. Even if it's a little bit larger compared to other recorders, I really don't mind the extra size because it's not really that heavy, and actually you can get a really good grip on it with a larger size compared to other smaller recorders. And also the key differences with this one and the older version are just so useful and very key for me in upgrading into the DR-05X. Just the fact that you can use a much larger SD card on it and record up to 128 gigs of files in here is super handy. And the fact that you can connect it to your computer is a huge improvement, at least for me, to be able to do voice-over work. It's an extremely useful feature on the Tascam DR-05X. And also the audio quality is just fantastic on this recorder. Really had no troubles with it. I've been using it for quite a bit now. I'm really happy with it. I love the fact that you can also select so many different kind of settings on this one. Overall, I give it a positive review, 5 out of 5 stars. I had no issues with this one. Great product. I'll put a link here in the description in case you want to check it out. And thank you for watching, and take care.